Hello, everybody. This is Willie Words HavMire. Come to talk to you guys today about a very important topic. Today's topic is: are black people racist toward black people? Black on black racism. Is it true? Does it exist? Is it even possible? Can black people be racist at all? First of all, that's one argument. And then second of all, are black people racist to black people? Now, can black people be racist? Of course. Racism is defined as, preferring another race over another, or having the power to prefer another race over another. In those kind of instances, it's usually from a dominant group or an oppressive group looking down on somebody else. But you got to also ask yourself, what happens when black people get to a point where they feel like they made it? How do they feel about black people? We don't even got to go to the black people that make it. Let's deal with the brothers and sisters that's walking around in the hood still. How do they feel about living in the hood? How do they feel about their people? How does the black man feel about the black woman? How does the black woman feel about the black man? How does the black woman feel about the black woman? These are real valid questions that we need to start asking ourselves as a people. Do we actually understand racism and how it works? Do we actually understand self-hate? And is self-hate racism? Is self-hate the same as racism? Do black people hate black people? Is that a form of self-hate? Or does it not exist at all? Now, from my perspective, I think black people actually do hate black people. I know a lot of black people that hate black people. Won't say it, won't even acknowledge it. And the crazy part about that is we like to call some other person racist. Like we'll call a white person a racist in a heartbeat. And a white person won't even understand what am I doing that's racist. But if a black person said that another black person was racist, we'd do the same thing. What the hell am I doing? Why would I hate black people? That's what we would say. So think about it. How do you feel about living in a black neighborhood? If you know that a neighborhood was predominantly black, how would you feel about living there? How would you feel about buying a house there? How would you feel about the school system? Think about this. If you said, you know what, I wouldn't want my kid to go to a predominantly black school because they would get an inferior education. A lot of black people say that. I don't want my kid to go to these inner city schools because they're going to get an inferior education. Meanwhile, if the college admission board says, you know what, we don't want these kids from these black neighborhoods because they have an inferior education, we will be up in arms, wouldn't we? So we got to look at that. Like, are we professional victims? Do we love pointing out ways that we are being victimized? Do we actually want to do something about it? And more importantly, how do we view ourselves? Do we love ourselves enough to do something about it? And do we love ourselves enough to not engage in the same behavior that we dislike? Do we love ourselves enough to not turn a blind eye to that behavior? Think about that. Do we look at ourselves as, with our blinders on, like we don't care what we do to each other, but if somebody else do it to us, that's a problem. That's called being a professional victim. Can't be that way, black man, black woman. Black women will take up for black women. I know this man didn't talk about her. I know he didn't talk about black women like that. We ain't all like that. But the same black women won't hang out with black women. No, them bitches catty. Those hoes are always trying to fight people. They messy. They gossip too much. That's what black women will say about black women. But if any other group said something about us in that kind of way, or said even something about black women to black women in that kind of way, they would be up in arms. Got to ask ourselves what's the problem with that. Black man, we like to say the black man is a king, black man is God, black man is a great man. But we don't even want to approach our own black man. We don't want to be cool with our own black man. We look at these brothers like, hey, he might be gay. He might try to fight me. He might want to swindle me in some kind of way. Why do we see ourselves that way and get mad when somebody else sees us that way? Same thing with our young black boys dying. So many black men. I got the advantage of being 6'2", 225, so I really don't be fearing no man. But I know so many black men that are scared of our youth. Like, they scared to approach them. They scared to stop them from doing bad things in our neighborhoods. They scared to even engage in a conversation with them out of fear of what might happen. So how can we be scared of our own children, yet get mad when somebody else fear our children enough to pull out some shit and try to shoot them? Ask yourself that. Why? Why do we have these feelings toward ourselves? Is that racism? So I want you to answer that. Is that black on black racism? Is it black self-hate? Is it both or is it neither? I want you to let me know. Comment section. Make sure you follow Willie HavMire on all my social media sites. It should be somewhere down at the bottom. Follow those. Let me know what you think on there. Also, if you got another HavMire thought, make sure you let me know on Twitter and I'll get it out there. All right. Peace.